Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see by the title, I'm going to be giving my review of Arkham Knight. Now, I realize that I have done a review already, but the commentary was very bad in that game. You couldn't hear me, like, at all, and this is why I'm trying to do, like, a redo, if you want to call it that, to see if the commentary sounds better, and this is my review, and I will give a score at the end, and I'll also have scores for my reviews of Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, so I hope you enjoy the video, and stick around. Now, I hope you enjoyed this playing, but of course I'm going to be talking over it. So, Arkham Knight is a great game. It's a great game. I wouldn't say it was the best out of the three, but it definitely is a great game. Now, of course, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of this game. So, some pros of this game is, well, first of all, you're in Gotham. You know, it's big. I expected it to be bigger, but it's fine. And this is the big pro for this, is Scarecrow. I think Rocksteady nailed Scarecrow in this game. He was awesome. He looked great. He sounded great. And I just loved him in this game. And I just love the texture and how it's polished up. And the story is good. And, you know, there's some twists and turns, but not like Arkham City. There was a lot of twists and turns. But it's still a great game. There's a good side missions, some very interesting characters, and there's going to be a DLC called the Season of Infamy, which will have more side missions, which I can't wait for. But yeah, it's definitely a great story. Now, as I mentioned before, is that, of course, here's a look at Scarecrow, and of course his face is messed up, which, for those people who played Arkham Asylum, then you understand why he looks like that. If you haven't played Arkham Asylum or Arkham City, what's wrong with you? But don't need to get into that. But like I've said, Scarecrow is great. He looks great, sounds great. I love the guy who voiced him. He sounds amazing. And Scarecrow's personality is way different than it was from the Asylum game. In Arkham Asylum, it was more of a psychotic or crazy Scarecrow. This one was just dark, serious, and it was just great. I loved him a lot in this game. Now, here is, I think, the biggest flaw of this game. Well, it's not really a flaw, but I think the thing that kind of ruined it. I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but here it is. The man himself, the Arkham Knight. Now, the reason I have an issue with him, it's not that his character is bad, it's just, it was too predictable to tell who it was. We all knew who it was before the game even came out, so it's like, we're better detectives than Batman. I mean, we all know who it was, which I will say in a little bit, so spoiler alert. But yeah, the Arkham Knight, I liked his personality, but it's like he was using a voice changer, he was young and has a grudge against Batman, he knows everything about Batman, so it was pretty obvious who he was. So of course the Arkham Knight is the Red Hood. Now, I love the Red Hood. I think the Red Hood is a really good character, but I still think they could have done way better with this. What I think they should have done is, they could have kept the militia idea, but they shouldn't have said who the leader was. I mean, I think you should have learned who it was throughout the video game. You know, just get like little clues throughout the video game to get an idea of who it was. Because Rocksteady told us that, or from the trailers, that Arkham Knight knows everything about Batman. It's like, well, who knows everything about Batman? You know, so it's pretty obvious. So, of course, it's Jason Todd or the Red Hood. So that's probably the biggest flaw for this game, and that's probably why I didn't get such great reviews. This is another issue with the game that I have, is the Batmobile. A lot of people have an issue with it. I kind of do too. The reason I have an issue with it is because when you first get it, it just seems like a constant chore. Like you have to use it all the time. Now, the reason I just don't think anyone likes that. I mean, I think it's fine driving around in it, but when you have to do all these puzzles with it, I just don't like it at all. That's another flaw I think this game had. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but also it doesn't really make you feel like Batman. It makes it feel like it's like Call of Duty or, you know, like Battlefield or whatever, because you're shooting a tank. But yeah, that's another flaw of this game. Now, Arkham Knight does have people that were in Arkham Origins, which of course a lot of people didn't like Arkham Origins, but Arkham Knight had these people from Arkham Origins. They had Firefly with the Gotham on Fire side mission, and of course Deathstroke. And of course Deathstroke is back to get revenge. So, and I loved him when he showed up in this game. And it's after you've finished all the malicious stuff, and after the well, no, it's when the Arkham Knight's gone and you still have malicious stuff. So that's when you run into him. So Arkham Knight is a great game. So of course I showed you the pros and cons, and I didn't get way into detail because I can't have a lot of commentary in one video. But of course, I will give it my score here soon, and I'll probably show you my scores for Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Hope you enjoy my score or review of it, and don't get mad or angry. It's just my opinion and my review. I still think it's a great game, but I think they could have done way better. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy these scores. And the reason I gave it 9.3 is because it's a good game. It is, well, it's a great game, but yeah, it's just because of all the flaws there were. And I'll show you my scores from Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, which of course will be higher than this, but yeah, it's just my opinion, and I know there have been lower reviews, but this is just my opinion and why I think it's only 9.3. There's pros and cons. It's kind of equally balanced, but it's still a great game, and I suggest you play it unless you're not a Batman or DC fan, but it's still a great game, and I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you enjoy these scores that I'm going to show you, and don't get angry or anything, but yeah, enjoy these next scores for Arkham Asylum and Arkham City.
You send shivers up my